バンしますね、オリアナは。強すぎるチャンピオンが。
Well, the big difference for me that I'm noticing with that Renata ban last time around, when it was Weibo on blue side, BLG was confident the Renata wouldn't come out.
ニーコンオリアナが消えたら出てくるミッドはアジールとかシンドラなのかな。
You leave the Jax open, Bin will pick the Jax. This is pretty formulaic at this point.
Yeah, I mean he's
僕なら34ですか、やっぱり。34がこのゲームで最も優れたパッシブを持ったチャンピオンだと思ってます。そしてジャックスがいたのでビンのジャックスファーストピックマオカイ。そうか、ミッドはジェイスもいるのか。マオカイと相性がいいジェイスもいる。ケイトリン取ります。
You know, you remember way back when we had the Ardent Sensor meta, and then it pushed all to hyper pushing lanes, and we started getting Jace, we started getting Caitlyn, we started getting all the pressure, you know, that year towards just pushing towers, really being able to dominate. I'm gonna be so curious to see what they're gonna pair with this. Light already has played the Caitlyn. They did play Caitlyn Lux, and I want to say they played a Caitlyn Heimer game as well. I think it was also played with that Heimer. So. Really be interesting to see where Light does go, because they are on red side, so they are going to have support counter pick if they want to go for it later.
All right, the Varus locked in. There's one we haven't seen a whole lot of so far throughout this tournament. Pretty low presence.
Okay.
But Varus Ashe, if you think your opponents are going to play Caitlyn Lux lane bully style, you bring out the Varus Ashe and you fight
ケリアがやってた今大会で。アッシュサポートです。
Taking that Ashe into the bot side, but the Ashe is such a good answer to Caitlyn. You can outscale her with the W, you can cause her a major amount of damage.
いや、ダブルマークスマンでレーン勝利しに行きました。
Consider that Weibo are more than likely going to go for the Jace, go for this long range poke. You can answer a lot of that as well coming into the
それに対してケイトリン・ラックスですか。あいや
ー。So Caitlyn Lux against this Varus Ashe. This is drawing junglers like sharks in the water to the bot lane, because everyone is squishing. If anyone hits a CC, somebody's probably going to die on either side. It will be an absolute bloodbath down there potentially. So this is really, really exciting now to see where they want to go. They didn't go for the Jace early, so that obviously could get banned away. And it's also a pretty atypical draft because Weibo doesn't have either their solo laners through the first three.
I'm also curious if we end up seeing Yaga go back towards something like
レルバン、ジェイスバン。ジェイスはマオカイとかなり相性がいいので、ミッドジェイスの番ですね。
But also a huge amount of burst potential on this Blanc. Like if you reset is on at level 6, toss a note mid, see if it hits. If it does, chances are you're probably going to be able to get a kill if it is against one of these squishier mid laners.
Well, we have the Jace banned away like you were potentially talking about there, Azael. The Rel banned out. You already have some potential pick opportunities with the ults of both the Varus and the Ashe, so they don't want to have the true hard engage of the Rel right next to it. Same story being told for the Sejuani. They're saying, we've got our jungler, powerful tank engage. You don't have yours yet, so we're going to deny similar options from you. Kasante, the final ban of the draft here for BLG2 into the Jax.
And especially you don't want to give away the Sejuani when you already have Jax top, because that 2v2 is devastating up in that top side. They want to be able to hold down Bin, and because the Shy didn't actually get to pick his top laner early, you know, he is going to eat some more bans. Obviously, the Rumble was already banned out. Now the Kasante gets banned out as well. Xiaohu will be going towards the Azir. Remember, neither the Varus nor the Ashe have any dashes, have any real escapes from any sort of follow-up engage that the Azir could be going for.
オリアナに行こう、アジールなくなって。あ、サイラス、あ、そっか。いました、サイラスだ。モーカイのウルトを取れるととても強いですね、サイラス。去年の WCS でもよく見ましたよ。最強のモーカイに対するカウンター、サイラス。
He throws out the Maokai ultimate, you throw out yours, you answer fire with
そしてバイ。
Aatrox here. We'll see if the Shy is gonna lock it in.
エイトボックスになるのか、最後は。
time on it in the last game, but the Shy so well known for this pick has been playing the tankier style, unlike what we saw from Bin last game and what we've seen from Zeus. He's been more going towards the Gore Drinker, Sterix, you know, being that beefy front line,
他に出せそうなチャンピオンいないからな、今。
and really make things difficult, and it will get locked in.
エイトボックスですね。
You've already got a triple melee top side for BLG. The Aatrox works perfectly there because you get so much value from your Gore Drinker. You get so much value from being
ジャックスの評価が高い理由わかるな。
And the way that their comp functions is kind of similar to last game for
エ
WBG,
イトロッ
right?
ク
'Cause
ス
they don't really have any real
先
hard
出し
engage.
エイトロックスに対してジャックスをカウンターで出すっていうのが1年前はよくあったんですけど、今年ジャックスに当てられるのがいないから、なんか消去法でエイトロックスが出ている感じがあります。
that all just want to push, that all don't have a lot of great methods to
あとは
defend
ガレン
themselves.
使えるプレイヤーはガレン出したりするんですけ
With
ど、
junglers both being able to have
ちょっ
incredibly
とリスクが高いですか。
very early on with the Vi and the Maokai.
完全なメレーチャンピオンはやっぱりリスクありますよ。
I think this is where we might get the Weiwei special. The L3 camp immediately into bot lane. Do whatever the hell you can to try and influence this bot side. Won't be a dive because I think you got so much push coming through from the Ashe and Varus, but just trying to punish any sort of overextension is going to be massive here on this
あ、
bot
そう
side.
か、あと
So
グラ
I
ガス
think
もい
it's
た
going
か。
to be
グ
fast
ラ
and
ガス。
quick to this bot lane.
And the summoners are the same setups on both sides for the bot lane. It's cleanse on the ADs, it is heal on the supports, so you can really target those supports with the CC.
ただグラガス味方に AT が多すぎるからちょっと出せないですね今回は。物理ダメージで連戦やれそうなジャックス、エイトロックス出していきました。
So it's going to be so much about nailing these skill shots, being able
BLG 対
dodge out from your opponents, and we'll see how effective they're going to be.
ゼロドシ
Game number
北
2.
海道かな。
Number 1 looked really, really good for BLG
どっ
back
か
in
の
level
位置にお
1.
住まいな
But
よ
it
うで
was Weibo that quickly took over the map. It was Weiwei who was
あ
constantly
ったかくしま
outpacing
しょう
his
よ。
opponent, and the Shy
寒い時こそ
bounced back with grace and style after
寒い
falling
時こ
so
そ
far
あったか
behind
さ
very
が
early. Let's see if
幸
BLG
せにな
can
りますか
rectify
ら。
those mistakes. A reminder that you can log into your Riot account on
北海道
volleysports.com
在
and
住。
watch Worlds live here right now to earn
北海
exclusive
道は
Worlds emotes and icons.
食べ物が
As
と
we
て
can
も美味
see,
しいと
just a
噂
little bit of shots being
噂
fired
聞い
back
て
and
ます。
forth without
僕行ったことないのでわ
Yeah,
か
I
ら
don't
ないん
think
です
there'll
け
be
ど、
anything that you have to really worry about in the grand scheme of things, but I think as we start to roll into this, you can already see
まずい
with
お
the,
腹空いてきた。
early vision
ちょっ
that
と
they're
この
trying to
話
set
は
up
こ
on
こ
both
までで
sides, anyone who can get
試合
any
に
sort
集
of
中し
inkling
ま
as
す。
to where that enemy jungler is going to be massive, and you've already got that blue ward placed on the blue buff of Weiwei. So I think that's where a lot of this is going to be a case of, okay, where can we spot Weiwei as he
ジャッ
makes
ク
his
ス
way
リー
through
サル
the
テンポですね。
Very interested to how this top lane is going to play out because even though it's not the same
ボットレーンの
matchup
バ
that
ル
we
スアッシュは
got
2
in
人とも
game
ヘイルブレード。
number 1, it was Ben saying, all right, I'm going to take the
連戦
Aatrox
とても
into
強
your
いです。
rumble, and then he just lost the matchup massively. Now this time the Shy is saying, I'll show you how to play Aatrox as a counter pick, and it's up against Ben's signature champion.
Absolutely, and
ボ
you
ン
have to
アー
play
マーを
out the
剥
early
がしてい
levels
く。
as well, you know, on this Aatrox, you know, level 1 to 3, that's kind of going to be more the Jax's real time to shine. But, you know, I do think through kind of like 3 through 9, you know, that sort of range, I think Aatrox has to play this matchup out quite well because if you're not getting ahead, you're going to get slowly outscaled by the Jax.
バルスアッシュ
Jax gets
強
the
い。
1 item, 2 items type point, you're going to lose
ザ
full
シャイ
control
レ
of
ベ
the
ルは
side
いい
lane,
取
and
って
that's
ま
where it
すね。
becomes really, really
いいを
difficult.
取ることが
Because
ジャック
there's
スの
not
負
really
担から
anyone
逃れ
else
ま
to
したよ。
match this Jax out on the side lane, especially when there's a Vi there. The ability to actually play through sides, get picks, get kills is going to be quite high. So the Shy is going to have to handle this well, make sure that he doesn't fall behind.
And it looks like at the moment you're going to probably see Shun making that trip actually up to the top side a little bit earlier. Went for a full clear on this bot side, is now going to enter up towards his top side jungle. So if Bin is able to get some effective trades, that could be a point of contention. But
サイラスいじめられてる。
might need to be a transitional gank for Shun through mid. But actually, looking at this bot side instead, he knows Weiwei's here because of that ward earlier.
Yeah, the ward saw him jump over the wall, go after the blue buff. Shun also confident to step up and see if maybe there's an opportunity for something because of the state of bottom lane. With Elk and On just having that massive wave shoved up. A similar story is also being told on the top side. It's huge side lane push on both
いや
ends
こ
of the
の
map
ア
for
ジーレに対
BLG.
する
So
ガンク
Shun
かなり
goes
効
mid.
くんですよ。
Xiaohu already used the shifting sands to get away initially.
マナがなくなる。
To be spend to get away from Shun.
And I
いや
think
これ
that's
フラッ
just
シュ
Weibo
取れた
losing
の大
track
き
of
すぎ
Shun
る。
because he went for that kind of weird, or well, I won't say weird. It's actually a good play in towards River to then lean bot side. Means that they weren't expecting.
アジーレブリンクにスキル2つか3個、2つか3つ必要なので、マナがすごいきつくなります。
Starting to slip in behind this bot side, and they don't have the vision there to spot him out.
This could be that big opportunity to really get things swinging down here. Let's see if
This should
Weiwei
be a
gets it
kill.
done. The signature Weiwei play. Maokai into the bottom lane at level 3. On's going to take the damage here at the start, but the problem is Crisp is already down to 150 HP. Elk and
マオカイ
On
の
doing
ガ
a
ンクは
great
バ
job
ルス
putting
のクレン
focus
ズだけ
in
で
the
対応と。
2v2 before the third man arrives to make it so the play has to fizzle.
Yeah, Chris stepped up so early and took so much damage from the BLG bot lane. The Shy should live, but we'll see.
The
知るあるのかこれ。マジか。
killed for first blood. Ben will die to the turret
お
afterwards. Jax is ready to go.
The thing is, though, he just TP'd back, so the Shy will get to match the base.
でも
He has actually a bit
ど
of
う
a
なんだ
better
これ
ball because he backed later.
エイトロックスだけフラッシュ温存した
Flash, so although Bin got the kill, honestly, that's a win for the
ジ
Shy.
ャックスだけフラッシュ
It's
使い
not
ましたよ
that bad at the end of the day. On this bot side, Chris stepped up very, very early, and On and Elk
そし
just
て
pushed
ボッ
forward,
トレン崩壊してま
looked
す
to attack him. They played it out incredibly well. On just retreats down into that alcove
ボット
because
レン
he's the
と
one
取られ
that
てます
he
これ
knows he's the one who would actually get burst down there. So by the time this Maokai actually arrives, it's only Elk that's available to be hit. He spends the cleanse, backs it up. So really well done there.
But now Shun needs to try and protect his top side. Flash stun from Weiwei sets up easy for a kill with the Shy, especially with Bin being a level down for the moment. So Shun just trying to clear out this top side, get the vision down, that'll let Bin play. Well, I was going to say easy,
ドッ
but
ト
maybe
レンお
aggressive
しまい
in
で
this
す
lane.
わこれは
Alright, we got both junglers coming into the top
フラッ
lane
シュあ
now
る
as the Shy's gonna get hit
う
with
ま
the
すぎる
breaker, continuing to fall back as Weiwei's ready to reinforce. There's a big minion wave there, so Shun and Bin, despite the fact that they get their jungler into the fight first, do not want to continue taking this one.
Yeah, it's a huge minion wave, and the Shy also did
や
level
ばいの
up. So
9
you
に
have
合わ
that
せ
level
てエイ
advantage.
トロックスの
If you
9の
die with a
3
wave
段
like
目合
this
わせ
coming
て
towards you, your game is so screwed. So Ben needs to make sure that he's able to
かなり
collect
ダメー
this.
ジ
Shun, if he goes for this base, there is a potential for a
受ける
dive.
ダメージ
So
を
it wouldn't
回
be
復で
surprising if
軽減
he's
し
around
ま
at
し
least
た
for
わ
a bit to cover, but is going to complete it, and they saw him recall
フラッ
with
シュ
that
も必要
sapling.
なしと
So there's potential to look for a dive. It's all going to be about when he uses the counter-strike. Now the counter-strike's on cooldown, so I think you for sure try to dive this.
This is bad news bears for Bin. He's gonna need to outplay this like crazy. You can see Xiaohu even rotating up into the top side to help him out with this. Let's see, Weiwei and the Shy, how are they gonna get it done? The
レベル
Shy's
6
gonna
にな
take
る
the
前
aggro
に
here at the start with the world
ダイ
leader.
ブしたい
Counter strikes back up. Bin survives for the time being, but now Xiaohu's coming through. Bin falls, and the Shy gets the money. The turret's
Nice
not gonna
dive
find
です
any sort of a target afterwards, but Yagal's coming up from the river.
ちょ
World
っと
Leader's about to
噛み合わない
end,
かなと
but
思っ
they
たけど
cannot close the gap in time, so Weibo get the kill.
And looked a little bit funky to start off with because the Shy tanks traditionally you'd see the Maokai go for it, but I
で
think
も
they
ちょっ
knew
と
they
この
were
ウェ
a
ーブ
bit
で
of a
帰るの
time constraint.
嫌です
Get
よ
as much damage down. The
Aatrox.
Shy will just be able to keep himself safe here, but they know they need to try and get this kill before
いや
Yagao
川下
and
にミニオン
Shun
入り
arrive
ました
off
ね
their bases, so
OKで
they
す
just try and get as much damage down, and they know Xiaohu's going to be there to finish things off.
I've got to say, I'm pretty surprised though they shouldn't completed that base. I felt like there was a pretty obvious dive angle there
Oh,
from
yeah.
Weibo, and the fact that he actually does complete the base means
いや
Bin
素
got
晴ら
put
し
in
い
a
ダイ
really
ブ
hard spot, but I
これ
kinda
フ
wanna
ラッ
watch
シュ
that again,
ないの
'cause it
聞い
felt
てました
to
ね
me
ジャックス
like when Bin got his counter strike back up, he survived the dive, then he walked forward to try to hit minions, which I think was for a level up. Maybe he thought there was some sort of angle to get a level up, make some sort of play happen, but it's kind of exposed
結果
himself
的にさっ
for an
き
easy
フラッシュ
kill there
切
for
ってまで
Xiaohu. So
キル取りに行っ
was
た
a
の
bit
が
of a weird kind of set of
もっとワース
circumstances,
になってしまった
now you called it, Rob. He kind of got put behind. He spent the flash
1
early.
キル
didn't
で
have
得られ
it
た
for
も
the
のより
dive.
もその後
Shy
の
didn't
デ
use
ス
his
で
flash,
失った
hadn't
ウ
used
ェ
his
ーブの
DP,
方が
and despite the fact that he gets the
価値が
solo
大
kill,
きいで
makes
す
the
よ
aggressive play happen, he is on the back foot.
And Shun again is just trying to split this map so then he can try and keep Bin safe on that top side. At least it means he still has control there for Elkanon in that bot lane. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Weiwei trying to now put that pressure down onto the bottom side. And especially when you have this Ashe Varus in the bot lane, you want to be able to try and play for things like Dragon, trying to be able to get control over that bot lane completely. But I mean, if you've now got to try and keep Bin safe on the top side of the map, it's only opening up for Weiwei to try and play aggressive bot lane and start to get those dragons for himself.
And as we were talking about earlier, comparing the Shy's Aatrox to other ones, never mind. We got a dive coming out here in the mid lane. They don't even need the dive, but they pull him back away from the turret. And BLG get kill number 2.
アジールフラッシュ使った上で死んでしまった
There was flash forward, ult them underneath the tower, and Weiwei can then follow up with the CC underneath the tower, but unfortunately he just flashes in to a big old fist that tells him to sit down.
Yeah, the Q there, perfectly timed from Shun. Flashes right into it. And now BLG starting this up. They're going to try to take this Herald.
ちょっとリプレイ見せてほしいな今の
Yep, the thing is, Xiaohu can't join up with the TP. They do find the chains of corruption here in the bottom lane, but now the Shy's ready to go and jump in on the fight. Weiwei getting back
Zacian
away.
強いぞ
But now Bin's trying to bring him down. Shun's going to be super low here too. Bin grabs the kill on Weiwei as they still can't kill Shun yet. The Shy finally picks it up.
ウルト
And
の
now Xiaohu's
クールダウ
ready
ン
to help his top laner, trying to turn it
延
around.
長入
But
った
Yagal's made his way into the fight. He won't find abscond of duck. The Shy sidesteps and Bin's ready for the counter strike yet again. Arrow from across the map, but it goes between the uprights. The Shy and
足のウルトも当たら
Xiaohu still
ず
think there might be an angle for Yagal, but he can dash right
ま
back
あ
up
ヘ
the
ラ
wall.
ヘラルを取ったのは
incredibly close
BLG
to breaking up
ワ
in
ー
either
ス
way, but both junglers go down. Shun is the one that picks it up, but that's again now 3 kills for the Shy on the top side, make it potentially 4 as Yagao is coming to help.
Yeah, the shy not quite wanting a 2v1 here just
いや
yet.
これやれないという判断ですか。
Big minion wave though.
He just wants to hold it because WeiWei's coming up here.
All right, Yagao leads the charge, but with Wei here, yeah, there's nothing left to do.
So now it
いや
gets really
ガン
awkward
ク
because
されて
both
も
Yagao and Bin are
関
low.
係ないと。
And Shun is showing mid, so they know that he's not
ガ
there.
ンクした
So
時
it
用の
does mean that it's going to
対
be a
応も
wave
完
that
璧と。
isn't able to be crashed, and we can watch again on the Rift Trail fight.
Yeah, and here you can just see
お
they
ーバイ
immediately
の
turn
9
on
マ
to
オカイ
Shun,
の
knowing that
W
he
で
doesn't
避
have
け
the
たのか。
opportunity to try and really get away. He's going to be the squishier one, but the level up here from Shun is so crucial because it means the Shy has to burn his flash there to get the kill. So when Yagao comes in, he doesn't have the opportunity to use the reposition here to actually land that Q3, set up the kill with Yagao, and then barely that Ash arrow missing out on Xiaohu means that they're not able to, well, I don't think they've been able to follow up, but at
Right.
least put the distance between themselves and Xiaohu.
Still, despite the fact that our kills are even, it's a 1,500 gold lead for BLG. The Shy's got the lead up there in that top lane matchup, but a massive gap in terms of the jungle tempo here favoring Shun over Weiwei is a big deal.
Yeah, and I think as well, the fact that you're looking at, well, Xiaohu was able to get that turret plate in mid because Yagao had to cover topside, but we're going to be looking at Ocean Dragon as BLG.
BLG throwing out the engage, and they immediately find the pick under Crisp. Following the take of the objective, that was an Ocean Drake. So a reminder, we've teamed up with Amazon Web Services for a new campaign.
アッシュのウルトからバルスのウルトで
Taken AWS will make a donation to
何もできないな。
That Drake was the 39th one slain since a
ラッ
World's
クスケイト。
2023 Swiss stage. That's a lot of dead Ocean Drakes, but for pretty good cause.
And it's real nice of Weibo to give that donation to BLG off the back of that as well, because they did not need to be in a position for that dragon. They could have completely left that one aside and it could have been all right, but the fact they end up trying to contest now gives control again to BLG. This tower's going down, TP to the bottom side,
ちょっと
but they're out of
ボ
there.
ットね敗北です
Xiaohu
これは。
can't get in there in time. I talked about the difference in the jungle farm and how Shun's got the lead in
VOICEVOX
terms of the pacing of that matchup. Down to the bottom lane, Elk and On are doing the same thing. Huge part of the gold lead for BLG is this Varus and Ashe combo. They saw the Caitlyn picked in the draft. The Caitlyn Lux that's supposed to bully the lane are just getting shoved into a lock.
And you can see the goal difference there. That's where a sizable amount of it is positioned there for BLG, and that's where I'm going to be
いや
looking to see
ボットの
kind of
ゴールド差が
but even
1000
Yagao
ゴール
as
ド
well and Silas, not a pick that you terribly associate with them in
2000
general,
ゴール
but
ド
he
近い
has
ぞ
had moments in this
ADC サ
game. He's
ポー
got
ト合
an
わせ
advantage
たら
for himself off of the gold, having that kill in the early stages.
And you have to say, Red Side has not been getting the same advantages that we saw in some of the previous quarterfinals. Throughout these drafts, you're going for the early Caitlyn Lux, you're on Red Side, but you're early picking, and that's opening up for things like the Varus Ashe.
Yeah.
And it's been so much about this bot lane dominance. Way up towards this top side.
Yeah.
Shun's here as well, though.
Yeah, Shun just jumps over the wall. We're going to get two different 1v1s. So the
トップの
Maokai
カバ
ulti
ー
comes
も
back up
ちゃ
into
ん
the
とし
top
てま
lane,
す
and
な
that Bin's going to be the focus here for the very start. Vi ulti trying to
Yeah.
mount attack for Jax, but it won't work. Arrow comes in from downtown, but Shun's
マオ
got
カイ
to
が
run.
バイを
As
使って
Yagao
フェイズ
wants to
ラッ
make
シュ
his way
発
up
動
into
さ
the
せ
mix,
て
but
逆
Xiaohu
に
follows, and there's
ジ
nothing
ャック
left
ス
to
を
find. The
印に
Shy
行き
of
ま
the
したが
Aatrox, again, the resources for Weibo going into the top lane.
The Shy back-to-back games has been
これ
getting the
ザシャ
better
イ
of Bin.
強すぎ
And
る
that
な
is not spelling good things for them in this series. Bin has been such a key part of their success all year long. Shun does get in, and he's winning this 1v1, but who cares? Because he pops the ult, the face rush is proc, and Maokai just sprints away over onto Bin. Despite the peeling that's coming through from Shun, he uses the ulti on the Shy to try to buy time for Bin, but there's no way you're going to be able to turn that one around. And the Ashe ulti is
まあ
for
でも
nothing.
ディバイ
And
スさんた
Yagao
ら
has
で
been
き
moving
た
around
か
the
ら
map quite a bit. As a result, is now falling a bit down in farm himself.
まだやれ
He's
な
lost
くない
2
か
plates mid. They've lost 2 plates top as well. And Weibo, yes, they are still a little bit behind, but they are clawing their way
まだ
back
どうに
into
かなり
this
そう
one. And we've seen what the Shy can do with the lead on Aatrox.
But that's the thing, we need to see when BLG's bot lane gets out of this bot lane what they look like. They've nearly taken an entire tower plate and they're about to burn. No, maybe not. Haven't actually backed yet for a lot of their finishing off goals, but like the fact that you have Elk in a great position here, he's gonna have a ton of gold. You've got the opportunity to reset, look for next Rift Herald as well. Just try and continue to keep up this pace. Like, you are going to be in an incredibly difficult situation as Weibo if you don't get access to Elk. He's going to be able to poke you down so successfully.
Very, very strong, and we've seen how accurate he's been so far when the camera pans into the bottom lane. A lot of these
いや
chains
ボッ
are
ト
hitting,
レ
a
ーン
lot of
タワ
these
ープレ
arrows
ート
are
5枚
hitting.
取られ
We
ちゃう
got
な
20
これ
seconds left until the turret plates fall. Weiwei fires off the ulti from all the way back in his own jungle. Elk's gonna tank the first one of those. Bin steps up for the counter-strike. Immediate stun and immediate disengage. They don't want to allow the Shy to put that lead back into the bottom lane. Weiwei's the target.
いやーカバーしに来たマオカイを逆にキルしに行きます
As Shun's ready to engage with a wall breaker. Everfrost lock
あ、ジンのミト全部外れた。
They almost get shut away, but they'll trade it for Xiaohu nonetheless. First turret's gonna follow, and BLG come up huge.
BLG says, "Shout, who do you think you are coming into
ドットレに1200ゴールドさ、ADC。
Billy, and they make sure that Weibo knows."
BLG crushed them on that one. It was Weibo's play that they're looking for, but the interrupt on the TP on top lane made all the difference here, as the Maokai ult was just a setup for this deep TP, but when that gets interrupted by the Jax, all of a sudden there's not really enough damage here to follow up. Chris is coming in, but he can't reach. They turn around the play with the Ashe arrow there onto Weiwei. They burst him down, and yeah, Xiaohu, as they do extend, looks for a play, but he found
止まってなかったら全然わかんなかったか。
Crisp is dead. Elk on a killing spree, 3-0 and 2 here on the Varus.
And this is where BLG are going to start to get dangerous, because we just said, hey, look, actually, Elk hasn't backed yet in that bot lane. He's sitting
い
on
や、
a
これ
call
が
field.
腐ったネジサポートの悲しみですか。
He just double upgraded off the back of it. He was like, oh yeah, now that I've got my shopping spree in, I'm going to pop around the corner and pick up everything I could ever wish for.
My man got his paycheck, went straight to the stores. Oh, I'll take one of these, one of those. And it is the Shy versus the world right here in
ト
the
ッ
lane
プだけ1000 ゴールド
powered
買ってる。
by
ボットレーンだけで
The
3000 ゴー
bot
ルド
lane
さ。
for BLG miles ahead. And On is actually going to be really annoying. It's one of those things when you're playing with a Spectral Sickle, or the Spell Thieves, and you're able to have push and access to that tower, you can farm your gold so quickly. So yes, the total gold earned from the support item will always end up being the same, but you get out to these really early item spikes where you already have one item done on, and it just feels so good.
Especially when it's Umbral Glaive, it's so suffocating for the vision
この
game.
試合は
Especially
BLG
combined
かなり
with
有利
Ash's
です。
lockshot, the ability to
かな
track
り有
everybody
利。
on top of it. Their control over the rift is going to be supreme as the mid lane turret falls too.
He's 600 gold behind the Caitlyn. He's doing real well in that support matchup. So yeah, I think On is going to be a bit of a nuisance that you're going to have to deal with as well. But that control now is going to lead over towards, well, the Dragon and the Shy.
このバルスアッシュ、ケイトラックスが両方とも腐ったらおしまいのキックだから、ケイトラックスが腐っちゃって。
Yeah, the Shy's coming in. This is the power point for Weibo. This is the guy they want to try to play around. Beautiful start of Xiaohu as he tries to take the blast from the wall. Azir ulti's flying back and forth. But he will not survive. Yagao takes the kill as the Shy spreads his wings, but the World Ender runs out. The ball purple slowing Weibo's members.
下がりましょう、どうにかして。
On continuing putting the arrows into them. BLG don't need to chase it anymore. They already won. They got the Drake. They got the kill.
BLG get everything, and there was even a wave crashing in top lane that Weibo gave up to try to challenge here. They saw the Shy as at a strong point. They thought, hey, maybe we can get a magical fight here. Maybe we can make something happen with the Shy. But they're not able to close the gap. They're not able to threaten those carries. And it was Yagao who came up with the better Azir ult.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Yagao was able to get in position there is perfect. On with the ultimate over the wall here as well to catch Xiaohu as he comes in. Sets up perfectly. Right as he comes through, it looks like a win.
これトランストコーンで飛んでくるアジールにアッシュの糸が当たって。
It's a flying V, but I don't think Mighty Duck was what they were saying off the back of this one. As Bin is able to set
なるほど、アジール何もできなかったな。
And Weibo know they've got to back the hell on out of here the second they take that step forward.
Yeah, the arrow was pointing to the winning team on that one. It was BLG coming out on top. And now the Jax is pushing out this top lane. He is still behind, but it doesn't really matter when the rest of your team is that far ahead. He just needs to play a safe game in the side lane, not allow the Shy to really do anything with his advantage.
Plus, going back to what you were talking about earlier, talking about
そうなんですよ。
moment to shine in the matchup, being levels
序盤と終盤が強い。終盤本当にパワーないですから、ケイトリン。 序盤こけてしまった。終盤まで行くのに。
split pushers, right? When you're playing
あと何分
against
必要なんだ。
Jack, even if the early game goes well, you know if he has one good fight or gets some towers or does something like that, he
こ
can
れ
always
ストームレ
take
イザ
over.
ー
He
ラ
can
ピッ
always
ド
claw
フ
his
ァ
way
イヤ
back in the
ー。
game. But for now, of course, the Shy is more than enough ahead to maintain that advantage that he has built to try to keep that going. And really, he's going to be the hope of the team. if they want to try to find any sort of way to come
あと
back.
1コア半必要。聞いてる。エイトロックス捕まったけどサイラスのチームスキットで受けていく。でも1対4なので何もできません。
Like that was kind of on a lower difficulty level though. When you've got that many people that are there from BLG, it's just not quite enough. It was, yeah. The tutorial boss. You don't have the Asterix gauge completed yet, which is really where you pop off this Aatrox, and as well the amount of control that BLG have on the map. There's no more ads that are going to come alongside them, especially with the amount of damage Light has. It feels like he's only just an ad at the moment.
And I love what we're seeing from BLG with this bottom lane too. They're doing exactly what you want to see done with these powerful pushers as a duo in the bottom lane. They're just rotating them around the map, take as many objectives as you can, keep that pace high so that you can keep hitting these spikes for these lethality items that are going to come in faster than the crit.
いやーこれまた
Kind of the inverse of what happened last game, where Weibo, you know, we're really
これ
light
ト
on
ッ
the
プレーン
game,
は
but they were
腐
so
って
far
も
ahead that they just, you know what, let's go to
苦
the
しむ
barrel,
の
start
一
that
人だ
up,
けですけ
we
ど
gotta
ト
come
ッ
to
プ
that
レーン
point
が
and take
腐
the
る
fight.
と
Now
2
they're in this
人
really
ゲーム
tough
からいなくなっ
position
ちゃうから
where if you're out on the map like Tashai just was, even as the strongest member, you could easily get picked off and killed. And you also have no way to really get
ちょっと取り
easy
返
picks
すの
on someone like
難しい
Finn
で
who's
すよ。
pushing up in a side lane yourself. So it becomes very, very difficult because BLG have the engage, will show up to every objective, and they're just going to throw out the Varus ultimate, throw out the Ashe ulti. If they hit the right target, they're going to take that free kill. If they don't, they didn't really commit to anything.
And I think what we saw in the last game was, look, Elk and On were just getting dismantled because they didn't have that range to the bot lane. They weren't able to kind of keep up with what has been the meta play of, hey, we get push on bot lane, we're able to take over the game. And in this one, well, Light and Chris tried to go for that big range advantage, play what's a devastating lane, but Elk and On are ready. They now are the ones that'll have complete control over mid to allow for the split push from Bean that has advantage, allow for the split push now from Yagao as well, and it makes it so tough for Weibo to have an answer.
And it's 2 Drakes to 0 for the second Infernal Rift in a row. Varus and Ashe are obnoxious. Varus and Ashe with an Infernal Soul or a Hextech Soul, even worse. It's going to become so difficult for Weibo to play the game as the clock moves forward. 21 minutes in, it's total Rift control. Again, going back to those Hawk shots and that Umbral Glaive and how this Ashe support pick can totally dominate the vision game.
And that's exactly what you're seeing at the moment, right? It's push
いやー腐ってたジャックスもゆっくりファームできる時間もらって復活してます。
The second that falls, this entire jungle area is going to belong to BLG.
Exactly. I mean, they're just going to keep pushing up here. Anytime someone does respond to that mid wave, they can move into the jungle, clear out these wards. But they do still have to play with some respect because this is not a Braum that's walking in, it's an Ashe, right? So you still can get
こういう
burst
試合
down.
って
You
ど
do
うや
still
って
have to be
逆転
careful.
すればいいん
But
だ
they're
ろう。
just taking away these peripheral jungle
正直
games.
思いつかない
So
し
they are gonna get an uncontested third dragon here.
プロの
Plus,
試合
they know
見て
there's
て
no
も結
opportunity
局
for a
こ
play
の
on
ま
the
ま
other side of the map because the Bears
ゲー
is
ム終わっ
fully
ちゃいま
warmed
す
up.
ね。
Even with the Azir, no shot even able to do anything there. So BLG
そうですね。
are
ケイト
just
ゲルフォ
completely
ース作り
involved.
ま
And
した
really,
か。
at this point, all Weibo can do is
もう
just
1個
try
は
to get as
ラピッ
powerful
ドファ
as
イヤー。
possible for that inevitable fourth dragon fight and hope they can turn around something now.
Well, they're going to try to turn it on Bin. Xiaohu has his 2-item power spike. The Aatrox and the
討
Shy
伐
doing
隊
the
で
same.
す。
Bin's not long for this world.
ジャッ
The
クス討
Jacks,
伐。
again, it's been
ジ
a
ャック
rough
スの
game.
9にアジールの
Although
ウ
a
ルト
couple
を合
of
わせ
games
ていく。
so far for Bin, 2-4-1 here with the Jacks now.
ナイス。
Can Weibo even get anything else with this, though? It kind of just looks like it's
こう
the
やっ
pick
て
and that's it.
Yeah,
孤
I
立
mean,
した
Shun
敵
was
を
on
どう
the
にか
bottom side
捕
of the
まえ
map,
て
but I
試
don't
合
think
時
they
間
can
を
really
伸ばしてい
turn
く。
over towards this barn and rush it down, especially since you still have what is the strongest portion of the map, Elka and On, still in the area. Might even look for a stop here.
Yeah.
A little slow.
Gonna try to be annoying, but that's a silly death from Bin, honestly. You know your full team is on bot side. You had vision on the Baron. They have a ward in the pit, plus the Scuttle Crab vision. The only place that they could go is top, right? All he has to do is sit back at the tier 2, and there's no counterplay
負け
for
てる側
Weibo.
は
They
試合を
can't
伸ば
really
すし
look
かない。
anywhere. So
試合
a
伸
little
ばし
bit
て
greedy there from Bin is punished, but again, not gonna really matter in the
ハーム
grand
する。
scheme of things. Unless Weibo can get something more. You know, they need to win a decisive fight, take a bear, and get some sort of a play like that to really start scraping back in this game. Because yes, Bin is having another bad game, and that is concerning. But the rest of his team is having a great game.
I will say,
チャン
though,
スあ
if
り
you
ま
can
すか
slow
こ
down
れ。
the pace of the game, though, for Weibo, and you get items on towards this
エイトロッ
Caitlyn,
クスと
like
アジール
items
が
onto these here, you're
頑
going
張
to
れ
be
ば
in a relatively okay spot. So
Well, you've got
at least
3.5
in the fourth quarter.
minutes.
So
Is that enough?
yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that's where the pressure then starts to come on. Maybe Xiaohu with 3 can make it happen, but Crown and the
アッシュのウルトは外れました。
Well, BLG
バル
tried
ス
to
ウ
go
ルト
for
打
a
っ
play
てエイ
there.
トロックス
The
に
arrow fired
ダ
off
メー
a
ジ
little
す
bit
ごいな
behind
バル
where
ス。
Weibo was. You could see On
3
was
コアで
expecting
き
to
て
be
ます
a
よ。
little bit further back. than what they were, stealing away the Maokai ulti as well, so in case Weibo tried to hard engage
バ
after
ルスが
that,
今この10人の中で一番強いな。
ready and set up to stop that engage. But yeah, that's the big marker. That Dragon Soul that's going to be coming up soon as Shun comes into the mid lane.
あ、これは助からない。
Worse for
あ
life.
いや
That's his first death of the game as BLG pick him up.
And now they can potentially start up the Baron here. They see that Xiaohu's on bot side, so at least I think you want to
死ん
force
で
out
し
the
まっ
TP
た。
from Xiaohu. So you start hitting the Baron, potentially, see if you can make him
こ
actually
れ
TP
シャッター
up.
のクイーン
And
クラ
then
ウン
maybe
って
you just pull off, or then maybe
弾
you
の
look for
攻
a turn.
撃だと
But
剥
it's
がれ
not
ないか
the
ら
fast Baron. It is lethality
タワーダメージに
carry
対して
here. This is
強いんで
not
すよ。
gonna go down quickly, so Weibo don't need to panic.
All right, we're bringing in the TP.
They're getting low in the
Finn's
pit.
ready to
This is
join
getting
up
dicey.
here. On has taken a lot of damage from the Baron. Elka's taking a lot of damage from the Baron. The Shy's ready to fight these guys back.
あ、
Get Gowers down
バロン
to
殴りながら
25%
ちょっと危ないぞ BLG。
Arrow back over the wall coming in to support.
ちょっと BLG 危ない。
Weibo will stop him here.
一回リセットしよう。
BLG getting a little audacious with this Baron attempt.
That could have been a little bit worse for BLG. Xiaohu was actually really late on that TP back from bot lane. If he'd been there a bit earlier, would have been a very different story where he could have added that damage, maybe picked off a few of those people, but BLG will just scrape away with their health bars.
It also shows the importance of the vision game, right? Because there was no deep wards. You know, you look back, there's nothing over in this area for him to TP to. If he could have joined in, you know, from that kind of an angle with how low some of these members were getting, on Elk and Shun, we're just kind of dying to the Baron here. And I was thinking that, honestly, Weibo could have potentially just hard engaged and then had the TP come in on the side, you know, up on this ward or something
こ
like
こで
that.
2対
and
2
maybe
が
made some sort
行
of
わ
play
れたけ
happen
ど
because
バロンさん強いんですよ今。
And that's why I was kind of surprised to see Xiaohu stick around that long.
ちょっとみんなで協力しないとバロン倒せない。
I thought he would have been coming in a little bit quicker to try and get into that position because that could have been that turnaround play that Weibo needed.
Exactly. It feels like that was almost, you know, that gift wrap scenario that you're praying for, is that they get low in a Baron, you find that miracle fight, you ace them, you take the Baron, all of a sudden maybe you can have a chance in this game, but they were very passive with it, and unfortunately they get nothing from it, and they use their TP, so at the end of the day, you're now a minute away from Soul here on a very poke-heavy team, the best Soul you could get.
Well, they've got the teleports at least synced up for Bin and Xiaohu, so those are down, one on each side. The Drake only just 60 seconds away now, and you can see they're already putting in the effort on BLG's
いや
side
ー、イン
to
ファナル
start
ソウルリーチ
establishing
です
vision
よ。
around that bottom side river area, establish some wards in the enemy
イ
blue
ンファ
side
ナルソウル
jungle,
持った
and be
バ
ready
ル
to
ス
go
が
for
ポー
this.
クし
Or
て
if
きます。
nothing else, set up like you're ready to go for this, take the Baron instead. If you give away one Drake, that doesn't matter. Getting the Baron for that, totally fine.
I will say that we just saw what BLG's bar to take is like, though. It is not quick. So realistically, if you try to play this back and forth, like, you're actually going to be relatively okay for Weibo to just go, hey, we can send the Shy down, who has TP, to take the Dragon himself. We can just contest the 4 versus 5, and if Shun ever goes in, I mean, a TP into the backline onto Elkaron is going to be a very
いや、
bad
ソウル
score for BLG.
取らせないた
I
めに
just
ファ
was
イト。
getting the Soul first, right? Because it is so
怒り
low
そうだ
risk
け
to
ど
make it
や
for
れ
so
るのか。
little damage. If you
ウェイド。
set up in this area, if they don't have vision, as they do not, then
ゴー
they
ルド
have to
さ
face
凄
up
ま
in
じ
your
いけど。
poke. You can whittle them down, you can potentially find an ulti or some sort of a play to really soften them up and maybe find an angle for a turn, but if not, you just take down that Dragon. And now with the Soul and Maokai ult, things get even harder.
Exactly. That's the big thing before these fights. Silas versus Maokai. Silas always wants to get that high value ult.
アジエのクラウンが剥がれました。これは大きい。
When you're fighting for these neutral objectives, it's a little bit of a poke war back and forth. The arrow misses
足の
from
ウルト
on
外れ
Ash,
た。
and that means it's an opportunity for Weibo to look for something, but they're not going to get it here just yet. Shun disengaging as the chains of corruption fly out. Now ready to re-engage
エイ
back
トロ
from
ッ
the
クス
side.
捕まえに行く。エイトロックス何もできず死亡。
And BLG got the kill. That's the most
解散です
important player from Weibo.
ドラゴンギブ。
And BLG are in the driver's seat.
He never got the Gore Drinker off, so he never got that big activation of the health alongside the World Ender. So it means now BLG
まだ
in
粘るの
position
か。
out, taking free shots. Chris is low alongside Weiwei.
ポークで近づきにくいぞ。
The two archers just riddling these guys with arrows. Elk again with a piercing arrow over the wall. Bin coming in from behind. Weiwei wants to jump in, but Maokai's
マオカイだ。マオカイだ。
Bin's ready to bring it in as they have to disengage once more on
いや、
Weibo's
近づけないんです、これ。
Some spells are down for life. Crisp is nearly dead too. Xiaohu's got no HP. Infernal
辛すぎ。
Soul to BLG. Flash over the wall from
あ
Elk.
バルスフラッシュンでラックスを倒していく。
Elk goes hunting. The shoe is on the other foot now. He takes him down in the jungle.
でもこれバルスのフラッシュなくなったの大きいですよ、かなり。これシャットダウンすごいぞ、バルス。いやー、イトロックスを捕まえに行くのうまいですな。実質5対4、確かに。クソタラックス活躍するのは難しいですよ。サポートピリオドなのでダメージも出ない。その分シールドがちょっと強いか。
But now, because BLG has just won everywhere else, the Shy's level 14, Bin is level 15. The Jax is no longer in a spot where he's just not able to participate in the game. He's also got his stopwatch ready so he can engage and be in the middle of everything where he wants to be. So you're going to have Bin pushing up here in the side lane. This is such a difficult situation for the side of Weibo. You can even see the sorcery elixir in Xiaohu's inventory. They know that if they lose one more big fight, the game's done.
Yeah, they know this is it. This is going to be the last fight, and that's where you can see just on
アッシュのウルトアッシュのウルトなかなか当てるの難しいですからね。仕方ないでしょう。まあ、クールダウンそんなに長くないからどんどん打っていける。
But there's not really any good wards for them, so there's not really any opportunity for them to do it. And Yagao now going to throw out that ulti, just zone them off the tower.
サイラスがマオカイのウルトを打ってアジールがフラッシュ前バルスとトレードしに行きました。ケイトにシャットダウン入りましたよ。いや大きいなこれ。さっきバルスが命の価値が最も低いラックスをキルするためにフラッシュ使ったんですよ。その影響が今出ました。まずいです。エイトロックスがいやジャックスオートアタック効かないチャンピオンです。無理はしないとタワー1本破壊して下がっていきますか。サポートラックスなのでほとんどダメージ出ません。サイラスまだまちょっと良くないですよこれ。アジールにシャットダウン入っちゃった。
The Elder is going to be what everyone is looking towards. That is up in 2 minutes here, and Xiaohu in trouble.
Xiaohu, he made the pick earlier. He gets picked now. Shun finding him at the point
フラッシュないと
Yeah, I got greedy. Wanted to
狙われてどんどんやられちゃいますね。フラッシュの重要性がよくわかりますわ。
Baron buff is faded, should be relatively okay to try and clear those out, but I mean, the fact that Xiaohu has to make these sort of hero plays on this Azir to engage tells you how difficult Weibo's finding it to keep these minions off the tower.
And you also have to know there's now no flash on Xiaohu, and the flash is coming back up for Elk, so that job becomes that much more difficult. BLG just push in, knock down the tower, and meanwhile, Bin pushing up that top lane.
アジールがいないのでタワーも守れず。
They are looking to deal lethal damage.
No Baron required. The Shy has
to fall back
behind the only remaining Nexus turret now. It's barely standing, and BLG are keeping the push alive. The Maokai
タワー守れないぞ、ネクサスタワーも。マオカイのウルトでなんとか守りましたけれども。フラッシュのバルスを狙っていく。あれちょっとBLG さんまずいこれゲーム
shy for Weibo, showing up massive there. Finds the pick with seconds remaining until
ザシャイうますぎはそうなんですけど、バルスさん、バルスさん、ラックスフラッシュインしてキル取り行く必要ありましたか？バルスさん、命の価値等しくないんですよ、このゲーム。これフラッシュないから死ぬんですね、バルス。調子乗りの釉薬。
Catches him with the infernal chains, and that is another kill going their way. But back to live, it's going to be Elder time.
エルクさんもやべえって顔してました。
Weibo have started it, but Ben is behind him.
Ben is just pushing the wave right now. He might just try to disengage it.
まずい。
What is going
ジャックス。
on? This is a mess.
うまいステップ。いや、この間にエルダードラゴン取れるか。そういうので時間稼いでいく。よし、ジャックスを一人にエルダーゲット。このままネクサスを破壊する。
As Weibo will head back into the base and BLG continue the push.
But it's the Elder Dragon, and you've got the opportunity now for BLG because that next
インファーナルソウルエルダーパンチが強いですよ。フォークチャンピオンたちの。いや、サポートラックスウェーブクリアにウルトを打つけどダメージが足りません。ミニオン消せず。エルダーパンチでイテロックス死亡。アジルも死亡。ジジーン。ちょっと途中危なそうなシーンはあったんですけれども、無事 BLG が勝利ですね。1-1です。で、一つ気になるのが、本当にバルスがフラッシュ使ってまでフィードしたラックスをキルする必要があったのかというところ一つだけ気になります。